Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. So today I have on Jay Boogie. We've been friends for a long time. We often have different thoughts on stuff. So when I say on my personal Facebook page that, hey, if you have a different opinion, you're more than welcome to come on. I've done this probably over 100 times. Nobody's ever accepted. So, Jay, I appreciate you for accepting.
Of course, attempting. Would you say attempting?
Yeah, I've been attempting to have people come on with different opinions. I want to hear the different opinions because I know I'm not right about everything. No person is.
Right. But
So,
I'm not going to attempt to give you my opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion.
no, I've been attempting to have people come on the show.
Oh, understood.
Yeah, it's like, and nobody ever wants to come. It's like, well, you disagree with me on Facebook, just come on the show and explain your point. So we were talking about Biden and Trump and all this stuff, right? So
Right.
if you want, go ahead and give your opinion on the whole Ukraine situation.
My opinion is this. Ukraine should have been part of NATO. If they would have been part of NATO, none of this would have happened.
I actually agree with that.
It was one thing that actually would have kept Russia in check. It would have kept Russia from annexing Crimea.
Or you're talking about back under the Obama era.
Yes. Back then, it should have been done years ago. But now you're trying to force everything through. You're trying to stop Russia when the Russian train is rolling. Nothing's going to stop Russia. Nothing's going to stop Putin except somebody in Russia. The United States not going to stop Putin. None of these NATO countries are going to stop Putin because they can't by themselves. It's impossible.
Now explain that. In Bosnia and Kosovo, we actually worked with the Russian Spetsnaz.
Yeah, I know. But it's crazy that for Russia to be such a superpower, it's taken them a shitload of time to actually take Ukraine. Kind of doesn't look good on them.
Well, I think the major deal with that is every citizen in Ukraine got armed. You know, Second Amendment's a big thing. You're a gun guy. I'm a gun guy.
Yeah.
The
Russia underestimated Ukraine. That's what it was.
Yeah, and when every citizen's armed, there's a sniper behind every tree.
Yeah.
You know, and down here we're hunters. We're used to shooting long distances.
You have citizens that are willing to die for their country. A motivated individual that's willing to give up everything for their country, that's a hard person to stop.
Actually, that's very, very true. Which is why not meaning to get too far into the Second Amendment. Just depends on where we're going, and we can have this conversation for a long time. I don't mind.
I believe in the Second Amendment. Yeah, I think everybody should arm themselves. Women especially. Women should take gun classes. Everyone should be current and at least capable of defending themselves with a firearm.
James, I just clapped for you. I just clapped for you because you are exactly right. Everybody should, get armed, take a class, learn how to use your firearm. Because it doesn't have to be another nation invading. It could just be walking down the street.
Yeah, and I don't know. It could be in a movie theater, in a grocery store, in a mall. It could be anywhere.
School.
Yeah, exactly.
I went to watch one of my niece's volleyball games. I'm back in Texas now.
Right.
And I walk up to the school and it's in Burton, Texas. And they were like, select members of our teachers are armed for the protection of our students. And I'm like, that's the most Texas shit I ever saw.
Yeah, but at the same time, do you really want to put guns around kids?
Yes. My daughter's been shooting since, James, my daughter's been shooting since she was 8.
Understood completely.
But if there's a teacher there to protect them, you know what I'm saying?
But and don't get me wrong, I love teachers. I'm an advocate for teachers everywhere. But I don't think it's their job to be those people. You know what I'm saying? Not like the police. not like security.
Yeah, but here's the difference, though. When it's already in our culture, you're not going to meet very many Texans that aren't armed. Let me tell you a funny story. So here about 3 weeks ago, right, I went down to visit my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wearing my boots, my duster, my 2 Glock 19s, and my drop holster, and my cowboy hat, right?
Right.
I'm fueling up in Dime Box. And one of the county sheriffs pulls up next to me. James, he did not even look at me twice. He's like, whatever.
Yeah, that's a Texas thing, I guess.
It was really funny. It was really funny, and I'm like, and I had to drive to my parents' house. It's like another 20 minutes, and I'm like, the whole time I'm like, he didn't even say anything. It's like, should at least say something.
Concealed carry.
Oh no, we're constitutional carry down here now.
Constitutional carry, yeah.
Yep. If hey, you can carry your gun. It's in the Constitution, all that stuff, and we don't have to worry about it. But we were talking about the Ukraine. They armed the citizens. But my thing is, these people have never had firearms in their life. They're trying to give these firearms classes. Now you're tossing their hands an AK-47.
Yep.
But apparently it's working. I don't get it, because Russia hasn't taken Kiev yet.
And how long have they been at it?
They've been at it about, I think we're coming up on the 4th week.
How long was that convoy? What, 40-mile long convoy that stalled because they don't have gas?
Well, an AR. Well, a Warthog would have had fun with that.
Oh my God! Dude, could you imagine putting a Warthog or a Apache out there?
Oh my God! Like I said, a Warthog, like you say, Apache. Oh my God, they would enjoy that.
Man,
we've both seen the Warthogs in action. They're no joke. That's a flying tank.
Yeah.
I don't know who designed that, but they need the top metal in the country, whatever we have, top metal in the world, because that thing is, you're not bringing that down. Have you ever heard of a Warthog being brought down?
No, I have not.
As many combat zones as they've been in, you've never heard of one being brought down.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. You know that thing's been around since 1977?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the Vietnam era.
Yep.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
So we were talking about the Biden thing and the whole Ukraine thing. Let me ask you a question. Do you think, and this is something actually Bill Maher and Trevor Noah said, right?
Mm-hmm.
This wouldn't happen under Trump. And I think it's because, well, the other world leaders thought Trump was crazy.
No, this wouldn't have happened under. Do you think this would have happened under Trump? Do I think this would have happened under Trump?
Yeah. Well, we've already seen it, and it didn't. It's not really a question. It's a statement.
So your statement is this wouldn't have happened under Trump?
Yes. Actually, I don't think this would have probably happened, even if they had put Tulsi Gabbard, or who was the Asian candidate we were talking about? Yang. Even if they had put him in office, I don't think this would have happened. So it's not really Trump. But I think because Putin knows Biden has so many connections in Russia and China and Ukraine that he could move, and there's nothing anybody's going to do about it. And then you also have the other detail of they think he has a fatal disease going on.
Biden has a fatal disease?
No. Putin. They think he has cancer, pancreatic cancer. Which makes him a very dangerous man.
No. You're just not for Biden. And I get that.
No. It's not even, well, yeah, actually, that's true. I'm not for Biden at all.
It's true. I get it.
If Tulsi Gabbard was the president, this would be a whole different conversation. But they're saying Vladimir Putin has pancreatic cancer and is dying. It has nothing to do with Biden. Now, does that make him a more dangerous man?
No, I wouldn't say so. Because, I mean, as much as there is the president who is literally running the country, it's funny of advisors that direct his decision most of the time. And like I said, ultimately at the end of the decisions, whatever process they go through, he's going to make the last decision. But I'm sure they'll steer his decision towards something that's for the greater good of the country. That's how I feel about it.
Well, yeah, and I agree on that. And I think they thought they could take Ukraine in a matter of days, but it's been weeks.
Yeah.
But most countries have fought wars for years. You remember Donna Slagle?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
The RN4 we used to work under? Yep. We were talking this morning, and she was saying, right? And it's something I hadn't even thought of. You see Putin at those big long tables, right? By himself?
Yeah. Yeah.
She brought up that when he assassinated the Russian journalist,
yes,
who had went to England, they did it by complete touch. And so he doesn't want, everybody calls him a germaphobe, but he doesn't want anybody to touch him. And she was like, he knows how easy an assassination is.
I've no doubt that Putin's had a lot of people assassinated. I mean, hell, he had a journalist jail for 10 years. No, I think it was an ex-oligarch. He had him jailed for 10 years because he spoke out against him. So I don't put anything past Putin.
Oh, Putin's evil, bruh.
Oh yeah.
Well, you realize right now, if Russians are protesting against the war, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's having them disappeared. They're just vanishing.
Like you see the lady that protested on live TV.
Oh, with the one with the sign.
Yeah, she's disappeared. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I don't put anything past Putin.
No, Putin's a dirty player.
Yes.
And I think they're...
And you go with that this wouldn't have happened under Trump?
It didn't happen under Trump. Not it wouldn't have, it didn't. Yeah. Because I think Putin thought Trump was crazy.
No.
I do.
And this is, like I say, bro, I respect your opinion. But this is my opinion.
Go ahead.
So the entire time Trump was in office, even before he was in office, let's go all the way back to 2008.
I was a young man back then.
I was a young man as well. So all the way back then, Trump had ties to Russia.
Oh, no, hold on. Can I correct you?
Go ahead.
It's actually 2002.
Okay, so we go back a little further. So he's always had ties to Russia because he was trying to open up a Trump Tower in Russia, some shit like that. So now let's move forward to him right before he got elected. While he was running, do you remember the conversations that Eric and Diane Jr. had with the press?
No, actually, I remember. Here's what I remember. Right, the debate where Trump said, "Hey, if Russia has dirt on Hillary, send it forward." I remember that.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm talking about Don Jr. and I'm talking about Eric Trump. When they were interviewed, their statements were, we don't deal with American money because we have all of our money coming from Russia or something of that nature. Most of their business deals and their money comes from Russia. You remember that right before he got elected?
No, but I remember Trump coming out and admitting, "Hey, I know Putin. I make a lot of money in Russia." I do remember that.
Right. Now,
so he admitted to it.
Stated that most of their money was tied up in Russia. So now you move on to the elections. If you're listening, if you got dirt on Hillary Clinton, send it.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah.
Hours later, what did we get? Dirt on Hillary.
Are you talking about the Russian Dossier?
Yes.
That's already been disproven. Hillary did that herself, which she's an idiot for doing that. I don't get it.
Everybody. Lord.
My God. It's already been uncovered. It's already been done on the congressional level, right? I don't get it. I don't get why she did it.
We're talking about the Steele dossier.
Yes. It ended up being completely fake.
They're trying to discredit an MI6 agent.
I'm discrediting hold up, James. What I'm doing is, so you understand, Hillary's lawyer is facing charges right now for faking that very same dossier.
Is that right?
Yes, he's on trial with Congress right now. And it's like, why would you do that? It doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't make sense. I just kind of actually stopped trying to figure it out. It's like, why are you doing this? You're not getting anything accomplished. And then they were spying on the White House. And it's like, bro, we're in trouble when the technology's there to spy on the White House.
Technology that spies on... Everything in the White House is recorded anyway.
That's true.
Everything's recorded. Everything that's done in the White House should be part of that presidential record, that presidential history.
I agree with that. Here's the thing. When a third party can spy on it, then you have issues. And I'm not even saying Hillary was to blame. I don't think she did it. I think he was just trying to get in her good graces if she became president. I think he was acting all on his own. So I'm not even going to put that on Hillary. Because I actually like Bill. Me and Bill could sit down and have a couple of drinks.
Yeah, Bill's cool. Bill's cool.
Oh, Bill is really cool.
Yeah. But, he's still a nasty bastard, too. Because, like I say, he hung out with Jeffrey Epstein, right along with Donald Trump. So.
Oh, now we get into the Epstein talk. So.
Alan Dershowitz as well.
But they all cut him off. Bill Clinton cut him off. Trump cut him off. A lot of those people cut him off once they found out what he was up to.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Trump banned him from Mar-a-Lago. Bill Clinton wouldn't speak to him anymore.
You mean to tell me that these grown-ass men had no idea what was going on? So for years, none of them knew what was going on. Come on.
Well, think about it. We've been friends for years, right?
Yes, we have.
How long? Well, shit. Our kids grew up together.
Yes.
And now they're grown.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah, I forgot about that. So we've been friends for 20 years?
And running.
And we're going to keep running because I like to surround myself with different people with different opinions. But do you really know what goes on in my private life?
No, I don't.
Well, it's really not much to tell. I sit here and drink whiskey and pet the cows.
Yeah.
Like Dan's petting cows. Breaking news.
You're a good man for that one. All the cows do, I got a cat. I pet my cat.
I got 2 cats and a dog, bruh. Have you seen Zoe?
No, I've not.
Oh, watch one of my videos, man. She's my executive producer. She's on my shows quite a bit. But maybe Clinton didn't know. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, maybe he didn't know. And then he got to look inside and he's like, yeah, fuck this.
We've been friends for a long time.
20 years.
And we worked together countless occasions.
Oh my God, yeah.
We've been through some shit at work.
Some hairy shit.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Let me ask you a question, bro.
Go ahead.
How many pedophiles do you know?
Well, considering where we used to work?
I mean, in your personal life, how many pedophiles do you know?
0.
This motherfucker Trump knows 5. Come on, really, dude? 5?
Who are the 5? What are you talking about?
Dude, he knows 5 pedophiles. 5.
Who are the 5? Epstein, I get.
Oh my God.
Oh, there's this beautiful story. There's a great story, right? So it was this maid from the Epstein palace. I don't even understand how this motherfucker made his money. That's what gets me. Epstein. But
wasn't he one of those hedge fund guys?
I think so.
Yeah, he was a hedge fund guy. And he stole 60-something million from one place that he worked.
See, how wasn't he in prison then?
And this conversation will go back to a circle. It'll go back to a circle. Because what have we talked about before? Last time we had this conversation about, say, you're a Trump guy. I couldn't vote for the guy.
I'm actually not a Trump guy. I'm just not a Biden guy.
You're a Trump guy. I can't, in my good conscience, vote for Trump. I can't support a man that steals from the veterans. I can't support a man.
Hold on. Steals from the veterans. Hold up. So let me tell you a funny story.
You're going to tell me a story now right in the middle of me. Go ahead.
Yes. And think about what you're going to say next.
I don't have
because
to think about what I say.
the old lady, right? Tammy. When I was thinking about going for my VA, which I just started, and you were right, I should have started it years ago. You were completely right about that. She goes, you better do it now while Trump's still in office. And she's a leftist. I mean, she's actually from Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, you're right. So I got it started. Bro, it went through maybe a month, maybe 2 months. Well, before veterans wouldn't apply because it would take years. And now everything slowed back down. I got back down here to Texas, and now they speed everything up again.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so I think Trump was good for the veterans. I can't, you know what? I can't see into his heart. I don't know if he actually loved veterans or if he just knew the veterans are a big voting bloc. Well, yeah, true. A lot of politicians. What's the one motherfucker out of Idaho, Kerry? He got 4 deferments. All these motherfuckers get deferments when the war is on, and they're all of them, Republican, Democrat, they get deferments because their parents are rich and they don't want to go to war.
Yeah, since we're going down that road, let's talk about a lot of with DUI and drug issues. Let's talk about Matt Gaetz.
Oh, go ahead.
Coming up in DUI. Come on, let's go down there.
I'm pretty sure he's driven drunk more than once. More than once.
Exactly.
You've driven drunk. That was just your first time being caught.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care about Matt Gaetz. He's an idiot. But you know who I really like?
Who's that?
Tulsi Gabbard. Love her.
Okay.
Well, think about it. She's a combat veteran. She's still serving. Yeah. You didn't know that?
I know that.
Yeah, she's a combat veteran. She's still serving. She actually has practical solutions, and she thinks on her own. She's outside the Democrat or Republican box. Did you see her in the Democratic debates?
Yes, I did.
She was eating up people, bruh. Eating them up.
She was.
It's like, wow.
But what are you going to do when it comes down to it? I mean, there are only a select few of these people who have the balls to step and vote outside of party lines. And they vote for causes that are, I guess, true to their heart.
Could you expound on that? Because you're absolutely right. And it doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. But expound on it.
Wrong is wrong. That's it. And that's how it should be. Like, you have, here's a prime example. Before, and I'm not even going to say a name right now, but before she got a nomination, every fucking Republican that they talked to had nothing but good things to say about this person. She was thorough. She was honest. She was equally efficient when it came to making decisions regarding the law, regarding her being a judge. Once she got that nomination, all these same fucking people, now we're going to question her integrity, we're going to question her judgment and all this, because she is the first black to be nominated for the Supreme Court.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? She got nominated, last month? I haven't really heard anybody question anything.
Oh, look at your boys.
Who?
Lindsey Ghram. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Don't even start with Lindsey Ghram, this motherfucker. Bro, when you come out as a political leader and you say the leader of another country needs to be assassinated, bro, that violates the Geneva Convention. You can't do that.
You still, but there's no accountability. You know what?
Fucking idiot.
There's no accountability in these parties, Republican or Democrat. There's no accountability.
I agree with that.
You can have 2 of your Republican Congress members speak at a fucking nationalist convention and have no consequences. You can have
hold up. So I'm a nationalist, right?
Right.
But I'm a Texas nationalist. We don't think we need the rest of the country.
A white nationalist convention.
Well, you know, I've been called a black white supremacist, so I probably could speak at a Klan rally and get accepted.
Well, there you go, Tyrone Biggums. Knock yourself out.
But no, go ahead. Because you were on the track and you're right.
You can have these people speak at a white nationalist rally. You can have a senior member of Congress call for an assassination of a sitting president and no consequences. You can have members of Congress harassing other members of Congress in Congress and have no consequences. So there's no accountability because nobody wants to lose face. Nobody wants to lose power. That's what it's all about. So you can sit here and bullshit up and side, up and down, all along the lines of Democrat, Republican, Independent, conservative, whatever you want to. It's all about who holds the power and what they will do to keep the power. Damn what's doing right. Damn doing what's right. Damn doing what makes sense to better other people. Damn what makes sense for your constituents. Damn what makes your constituents better. It's all about you and not giving up your power. And that's what the bottom line is.
No, you're very right. It's like Moscow Mitch McConnell.
Every lobbyist that comes and throws money in my pocket, I'm a cater to them because I'm not going to give a shit about anybody else until my coffer is filled.
No, and you're dead on. And I think the American people need to realize that. Like Moscow Mitch McConnell, right? I hate his ass.
Oh my God.
Nancy Pelosi.
Do you see how they're trying to stop them from banning them from using the stock market? And they're fighting against it. But I agree. You should. You should not be able to profit off of this country if you work for this country.
Exactly. And think about it. They know what's coming down way before we do. Perfect example.
So they call it insider trading?
Yes. And it's illegal. So remember when we worked at Western? I think I was telling you about this. I don't know if I actually told you. I bought stock in a vaccine company because, well, I'm in the medical field. So I know, I was a combat medic. I know vaccines. It was called Novadex. When I bought the stock, it was $1.71 a share. I bought that stock for 2 years. You know what I sold it at?
What's that?
After COVID hit? $289 a share. And I'm like, if these motherfuckers are putting millions of dollars in here, and it's not just the Democrats, Republicans do it too. Remember when the whole big shit erupted and they had 3 Republicans and Diane Feinstein, right? And they got caught trading stock after they got their little briefing, right?
Yep, I remember.
Yeah. It was like, these motherfuckers are making millions of dollars. We need to wake up and stand and just be Americans and say, hey, we're done with you.
I have my $130,000, $140,000, $150,000 a year salary as a sitting member of Congress. Oh
no, bro, you just underestimated that, right?
It's like what, 176?
No, it's I think it was 223 for a sitting member of Congress. And you get that for life.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane, and it divides Americans, right?
It does.
It's really silly because, I mean, we've had our discussions on Facebook, and that's why we did this interview today, which I appreciate you actually coming on. I really do, That's why I wanted you to get your voice and your ideas out there. But
I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I look at it as what would benefit me more to speak about. What would change my life? And the reality is, none of these fucking people that supposedly serve us are changing anybody's lives below a certain money criteria ratio.
You're absolutely correct.
If you don't make more than, let's say, 130,000, you're not even in the conversation.
Nope, you're not at the table.
No,
you're on the menu.
Exactly. You're not even. You're a fucking appetizer.
Right? Yeah, you're an appetizer, right? You're jalapeno poppers.
Exactly. You're fucking mozzarella sticks or some shit.
Right?
You're not.
Remember when I used to do the videos for Woofsy for Facebook?
Yes.
What did I always say? Vote for who's going to do the best for you. You don't have to vote the way I vote.
Yeah, this is true.
Did you ever know I got sued behind that shit? Wolfsy sued me. That's why it changed from Wolfsy to Dan Dawson. I had to actually change it. They sued me, so.
Because of the flag in the background?
No, they sued me because I was telling people, I wasn't telling people to vote for anybody. I'm like, vote for who's going to do the best for you.
Dan Dawson has dangerous rhetoric.
Actually, while you were joking, Matt, our advocate up in Olympia told me that. It's like, you have dangerous rhetoric. I'm like, what? It's like, you're telling people vote who's going to do the best for them. And I'm like, but that's what the fuck they should do.
It's common sense. You think I'm going to vote if this motherfucker comes by every day and punches me in the eye, and he runs for my apartment manager, you think I'm going to vote for this motherfucker? I guess no.
Right.
Like, come on, dude, come on.
Because people don't have the same concerns. I don't think people get that. And it's like, our kids are grown.
Yes.
Our kids grew up together. They're grown. So we're not worried about school taxes. But if you have a 6-year-old who's going to be in school for the next 12 years, right?
Good luck.
Oh my God, now schools are crazy. We're going to talk about that here too. Bro, if you have time, we can do this. It's going to be a great interview. You're worried about school taxes and your kid gets the best environment. You want to make sure the school gets, funding. Me, I don't care. I want to make sure gas prices aren't high because, I drive a lot in my job.
Gas prices are going to drop. It's just a matter of time.
Well, the price of a barrel of olive oil has already come down, so.
Yeah, it's like
it went from
$5 per barrel now or some shit like that.
Yeah, my oil EFT or ETFs took a big hit.
Yeah.
Because I was killing it. I tripled my money. And then the oil prices went back down. So I'm kind of in a crazy situation where it's like I drive a Cadillac Escalade. So I want low gas prices. At the same time, I want to make a lot of money on my stocks. So, but you know how it is for this.
I hear you. But like I say, prices will go down. I mean, it's back now. The gas price is going to go up, of course, because more people are getting out, more people are working. The virus is quote unquote under control.
Well, hold up. Did you see in China they just had a new outbreak? They're calling it Deltacron.
Here we go again.
That's what I said. I'm like, fuck this shit.
Here we go again.
Like, I'm not dealing with this shit. Fuck this.
What they're going to end up doing, and this is probably the smartest choice right now, is to make it a mandate to be vaccinated. Like, when you go to school, you have to have measles, mumps, and all that shit. It's going to be another one of these vaccinations. That's all.
Yeah, but think about it, right? They vaccinate per outbreak, right?
Yeah. Yes.
They don't have a vaccine for this one yet.
Well, they have something next. Well, this one coming out?
Yeah.
China
went into lockdown. They just had an outbreak.
Well, when are they going to learn? And like I said before, dude, this whole thing, it was a virus that was being worked on in China that fucking got away from them. That's what it was.
I completely agree.
Yeah. It's something that they were working on, I guess, for wartime. Because why would you create something like this anyway? Unless you're trying to destroy something.
So let me give a little background, James. So me and James, you were a scout, right?
I was infantry.
Infantry. I was a combat medic. I work with scouts. Think about it. You can send a scout team we worked in 12s, right? Mm-hmm. Usually. Right. You can infect 12 people. They go back to base. They don't even know they're sick because the shit doesn't pop up for a couple of weeks, right?
Nope. And you know how big a company is?
Yep.
And you know how big a battalion is?
Yep.
You know how big a brigade is? There you go.
And then you send those 12 people go back. Well, now you have a few thousand people sick and the whole base can't operate.
And now you're trying to figure out what happened.
Yep.
I know. But like I say, it's something that got away from China. That's what happened. And they tried to cover this shit up. But it spread faster than they could cover. And that's why we're here.
Oh, did you hear about the biolabs in Ukraine?
A biolab in Ukraine?
Oh, there's 46 of them.
Lord have mercy.
U.S. funded. And I don't blame Biden. So this is one thing I won't blame Biden for. Because you can't tell me. Nobody's going to convince me. Because Dr. Fauci did this to Bush. Actually, Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Trump. And I guarantee he did it to Biden. He's funding all these labs through his little whatever he is, right? And so what would happen, Bush was the first one to find out, and he shut down funding, right? Well, Clinton, no, actually it was Clinton. Then Bush came in. Fauci did it again, right? When Bush found out, he shut down funding. Obama came in. Fauci did it again. Obama shut down funding. Trump came in. He found out the worst way possible, worldwide outbreak. And now that Biden's in there, you know, I think Biden's having closed door conversations because Fauci just came out 2 days ago and said he's considering retiring. Like, yeah, you've screwed the whole world. You need to retire. You fucked over multiple presidents, backdoor scandals. And so that's so much of what we talk about. I think people take it as Democrat or Republican. It's really not.
No, it's not, man. It's not. It's about you making the best decision for you. And like a lot of this shit, man, I don't believe Ukraine has biolabs. I don't.
Oh, no. So I was watching this. Go back and watch one of my YouTube videos, right? Mm-hmm. We actually had somebody in Biden's administration. Oh, the Undersecretary of State, right? Mm-hmm. She actually admitted it. And she said we're worried about Russia getting a hold of the research. She said that live.
I think that's
under oath.
I gotta go with that being just Russian propaganda.
No, our Undersecretary of State said it. She said, yes, there are bio-research labs, not bioweapons, bio-research labs in Ukraine, and we're worried about Russia getting their hands on it.
No.
Bruh, she did.
I have to check that in there, but from what I know, there are no biolabs.
Bruh, she admitted it.
I gotta roll it with that being propaganda.
It's not propaganda when our own Secretary of State admits it.
I will have to buy you a steak if I do the research and you're right, but
hold on.
Yeah.
Actually, I did a video on it. I can pull it up real quick. Hold up. So give me a second. Keep talking.
No, I'm just saying. I just don't believe that part.
A lot of Americans don't, but this is what's going on.
That's what's going on. It's just disinformation.
It's not disinformation, bruh. Our own Undersecretary of State said it.
Well, I'm gonna have to do the research on that one because, like I say, I don't know for sure. But
do you apparently, of course, you have your cell phone on you, right?
Yes.
Right now, YouTube, Undersecretary of State, biolabs. She did it under oath in front of Congress. And we've been funding this shit. That's why I say I don't blame Biden. We've been funding this shit for decades.
Yeah, but like, there are there are none. There are no U.S. run biolabs in Ukraine.
Yes, there are. She did it in front of Congress.
I'm gonna have to
hold on.
On that one, man.
Okay, well, you can call it.
Because I don't see that. I don't see that being plausible.
Why not? You didn't know we had one in Wuhan, right?
We have a no, China has a biolab. We don't have shit.
We funded that, right? No, you know we funded. Hold up, we funded their biolab. Hold up, so I want you to listen to this. James, stop. Listen to this. Listen.
which, in fact, we are now quite concerned Russian troops, Russian forces may be seeking to gain control of. So we are working with the Ukrainians on
What am I listening to?
Can you hear it?
any of those
No.
It's coming through quite low. Hold up.
falling into the hands.
I don't know why it's coming through this low. Probably because we're on a call.
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me get right to the speaker. Can you hear it now?
Does Ukraine have chemical or biological?
No, I can't. I can't.
God damn it, I got it right up to the mic too.
Biological research facilities, which, in fact, we are now quite concerned Russian troops, Russian forces
Can you hear that?
came to
No, bruh. You send me the link. I'll look it up.
with the Ukrainians on how
Send me the link.
Can
I'll
you hear
look it up.
that?
prevent any of those research materials from falling into the hands of
No, I don't.
I only have a minute left. Let me ask you.
So Senator Marco Rubio, right?
Oh God, little Marco, come on.
Yeah, I know. He's interviewing the Undersecretary of State Victoria Nuland.
research facilities.
The link is called Undersecretary of State Victoria Nuland admits Ukraine has biological research facilities.
May be seeking to
Okay.
Which is not really a big deal. I think every country
we are
does.
working with the Ukrainians.
Yeah, if they're smart.
They can
Can you hear it now?
any of those
No.
research
God damn it.
materials from falling into the
You can't hear
hands
shit.
of Russian forces.
You have to upgrade your equipment there, buddy. You gotta upgrade yourself.
It's a cell phone and it's like $1,000 mic, so I don't think I'm not upgrading that anytime soon. So that shit's not gonna happen. But no, we actually admit we have biological research facilities that we've been funding in Ukraine.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it BS, but I'll look it up. But I don't think so.
We do. It's not even a question. It's not like a discussion. Our Undersecretary of State admitted to it under oath before Congress.
I will check it out. I will check it out. Definitely do that. But as far as I know, yeah, it's just Russian propaganda.
Russia didn't say it. We said it. Well, actually, Russia did say it. They're like, hey, they're working on bioweapons down here. Now, honestly, I don't think they're bioweapons. I think it's more like research. Every country does it. You can invade any country in the world under that curtain.
It came from Russia, and there was some Twitter user that spread that shit.
Who?
And it was what was his name?
If you don't know the name, that's fine.
At War Clandestine, I think that was the name, if I'm not mistaken. It was a Twitter user that they blocked, but before they blocked it and suspended it, you know how people screenshot shit and they just start spreading it that way.
But here's the problem though, right? The undersecretary, let me see if I can find a louder version, man. I don't know. I want you to hear it for yourself.
Okay.
I can't find, and my volume here is max. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because we're on the phone.
Possibly.
So it's just kind of doing it in the background.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 10 days ago. Put this in. Look it up on your phone. Undersecretary of State Victoria Nuland admits you. Huh?
I'm on the phone.
You still can do YouTube.
I got an Android. Okay, work with a brother.
I have an Android too. I love Android. I'll never go fucking.
Yeah, I can't do much.
I won't go
I'm
iPhone.
about to do that iPhone shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Tammy has iPhone. It's just too confusing for me. I can't do
Yeah,
it.
you gotta upgrade your phone like every year because they got all kind of updates and shit, man. It's just more money.
Exactly. I'm not doing that. Hell, before this, I had the same phone for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And the only reason I got this one is because I knocked the lamp over on the other one and it cracked the screen.
Yeah, ain't that bad. 8 years, damn, bro. Upgrade yourself.
Nah, I'm good. I'm not gonna. No, you know I don't like spending money. I love having money. Fuck that. But no, man. We've already admitted. Yeah, we're funding bio research labs there. We funded Wuhan. That should be no surprise to anybody. I'm not gonna say we. I'll say Fauci. And like I said, I don't even blame fucking Joe Biden for it. I don't blame Joe Biden. I don't blame Trump. I don't blame Obama. I don't blame Bush. Because Fauci's a sneaky, underhanded fucker.
Oh man, you sound like Rand Paul. Ooh, ooh.
Thank you.
You sound like Rand Paul.
I'm actually thinking about running for office down here. Thank you.
Good. Are you gonna wear the suits without the sleeves too, like Rand Paul?
I just might.
Well,
But down here in Texas, if you're going to run for office, apparently you have to at least take one photo with a gun, so.
yeah, I gather. Well, hey, more power to you, bro.
No, but no, we've already admitted to it. They're out there. And like I said, it's not on the presidents. Presidents don't know everything. This is securely on Fauci. I'm serious. Think about it, right? So you come in, you're the new president. He restarts what he's doing. It's going to be a couple of years before you find out. And it might just actually be on accident. You might not even actually think anything about it. But he knew this was wrong when he's serving under 4, 5, 6 presidents, right? And they all shut down what he does. But he does it when a new president comes in. We got to get rid of him. People like that need to leave. Because they just stay in power.
I think some of these people sit in their positions too long. I agree with that. But
how many times have we had conversations where it's like the president doesn't really run the country?
Oh, quite a few.
Yeah. And he's there for, if he's lucky, 8 years.
He has his advisors, and they give him, I guess, all the pertinent or best information that he can to make an informed decision. But ultimately, he's still the man that makes the decision. So,
not really. Think about it, right? No, not really, because this Fauci thing has brought new things to light, right? The president really doesn't make that many decisions. Think about it. Do you think Obama would have funded a viral research lab in Wuhan? No. As a matter of fact, he shut Fauci down.
I will have to read about that one.
Yeah, he shut Fauci down. That was in, I don't think he found out till he was like 6 years in office. And then he shut it down. He shut down the funding. And I'm telling you, Fauci was doing this with each president. As each president would come in, he would open up all this funding. And yeah, we do have bio research labs in Ukraine that we funded. Not we, Fauci. That Fauci funded. And I don't even think the presidents knew about it. Think about it. You can't keep track of every research lab in the world when you're president that we're funding. And remember, Obama fought a war. Remember Trump trying to pull us out of Syria? Oh, I wanted to get your opinion on that. Bush fought a war. Clinton fought wars. I know because he sent me to fucking 4 of them. Thank you, Clinton. So what do you think of, me and you both served. We're both veterans.
Yep.
And so when Trump was trying to pull soldiers out of Syria and the general was caught on tape saying he lied to Trump about how many soldiers were in Syria and laughing about it, what would happen to us as enlisted men? Not officers, enlisted men.
Oh, we're getting fragged. We're going to jail.
Oh yeah, you're going. You're done.
Yeah, your career's over. Dishonorable, discharge, conduct unbecoming. What else you want to do?
Oh, you're finished. You're finished.
Yeah.
And so now I'm thinking back, and it's like, for him to laugh about that on tape, I'm like, so we're looking at all these presidents blaming them for wars, right?
Yeah.
But if you're going to do that to one president, you probably did it to the last president.
And the one before.
And the one before, and the one before that. So now it really brought up a deeper, what did Trump call it? The swamp, right? And now I'm like, he wasn't wrong. It's like we can't even blame the presidents anymore. They don't have the information. So if your general comes in, let's say you're President James Williams, right? Oops, President J Boogie, my bad. I'll cut that out if you want.
No worries, man.
And they say, hey, we have 10,000 troops in Iran, right?
Right.
And you're like, well, bring home 5,000 of them. And then come to find out, there's actually 30,000 troops there. And they just never told you. And they lied purposely. And then admit to it and laugh about it.
So everybody along that line is getting relieved. Nominee resignation letters.
It's insane. It's like, so now I don't even, like what's going on in Russia, and they're calling for a strong U.S. response. But if I were Biden, I don't know if I trust my own generals at this point.
We can't. We can't have a strong response because, like I said before, they're not a part of NATO, and that would literally be considered an act of war. What we can do is, supply them with all the relief we can as much as possible. We can fund them, let them defend themselves. But I think the major thing that needs to happen is they need to shut down that airspace. If they shut down the airspace, I think Ukraine has a really good chance of pulling this out.
I agree with that, and I kind of think even if we don't manage to shut down the airspace, Ukraine still has a really good chance. They did a very smart thing at the very beginning. They armed their citizens, which brings us in a full circle to the Second Amendment.
Yeah, they armed their citizens, and they basically pulled counter-terrorist moves. They changed road signs, street signs.
Oh, bro, that's why when people say you can't take on the U.S. military, I'm like, if you've never apparently read history, we lost in Vietnam. We got our asses handed to us in Korea. We lost in Afghanistan. You know why? Because the citizens are all armed. In Afghanistan, these motherfuckers over in the Middle East, you've been there. They walk around with fucking AK-47s on a daily basis.
You can't expect to beat a people on their own soil.
Exactly.
It's like somebody coming to your house and trying to take over your house. You know your house better than anybody.
And it's going to be a bad day.
Exactly. So yeah. Well, I'm glad we stopped being the fucking world's police.
I am glad about that.
I'm glad.
Yeah, fuck that.
I'm glad they pulled the guys out of Afghanistan.
Now, Afghanistan, I think. See, and that's another thing, right? I want to blame Biden for Afghanistan, the way we pulled out, because combat troops always come out last.
That was the only issue that I have with it, the way it was done.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? Now I'm wondering, was he just given bad information?
Quite possibly.
And it's like,
but the plan was wrong, and what they did was they put a deadline date on it. That was the fucked up part about it. They put the deadline date on it. I would have slowly drawn down, because let's think about this. How long we've been in Afghanistan? What, over 20 years?
Yep.
You're supposed to have spent billions of dollars training these people to defend themselves.
For probably hundreds of billions.
And they lost it in less than a week. So you basically threw money to the enemy, and you've been doing it for years.
Oh, you want to hear something funny, James?
Of course.
So my Navy SEAL buddy, right? Kelly, he called me. And he's like, hey, what are you doing? I made my first trip down to Texas. I was coming back up to I take an expedition and my guns down, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was coming back up to get my Cadillac, and I'm sitting out back. It's like, I'm moving to Texas. He's like, you want to go to Afghanistan? I'm like, not really. He's like, there's planes stranded on the tarmac. They can't get citizens out. We're building a team. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I didn't think it was fair to Tammy for me to go to Afghanistan in the middle of a fucking nationwide move.
A drawdown where the men were running faster than the women. Yeah.
Right?
They weren't planning on defending their country. As soon as we left, Taliban took over.
Oh, bro, now they got all our equipment. You know what we should do?
What do you say?
We should, like, go over and join the Taliban and get a couple of M4s. And some body armor. Well, I have soft body armor. I don't have hard body armor. I probably need to get that.
Yeah, that's a hard no, bro. That's a hard no. I kind of like my head attached to my body.
Bro, you might get an Apache out of the deal, though.
That's a hard no. That means I got to fly back. And that's a long-ass flight.
Yeah, but think about how cool it would be to go to the grocery store in an Apache.
I think about that all the time. That's all.
But no, so now I'm like, well, maybe Biden was lied to. Because if you're telling Trump we don't have any more troops in Syria, you could tell Biden, no, we still have combat troops in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And something struck me, right? General Milley, right, said, no, we advised President Biden that we should, we should leave troops. Yeah, we should leave troops there. And Biden comes out and says, nobody advised me of that. And it's like, now who do I believe? Actually, honestly, I'm not even going to lie to you. I believe Biden.
Yeah.
Because these generals have proven in the past that they will lie.
Wow, you actually said something nice about Biden. Wow, I'm shocked.
Or he has a Corvette. That's a second nice thing. But no, and now I have to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was never told. I mean, you already lied to one president. What makes me think you haven't been lying your entire fucking career? He's a disgrace. He should be charged with treason, stripped of his rank, and tossed out.
So what do you think should happen to Trump?
Nothing. Trump's good. That's my boy. You know. Hold up. So let me get this. Hold up. Let me put it straight though. Let me put it straight. Right. Trump's my boy. Hold up. Oh, the January 6th thing. There's nothing Trump said in that speech that should have caused that. Oh shit. Oh, January 6th. So did you hear the 12 to 15 people who actually started the Capitol riot? Guess what?
What?
And this is another knock on our country. I don't know what the fuck is going on. CIA operatives.
Oh, God.
I'm serious.
Man,
I'm serious. They've disappeared. Nobody can find them. But let's take it back to the base. Trump said nothing in that speech that could have been taken as invade the Capitol.
If we don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country. We're going to march down here. I'm going to march with you.
Well, actually, he's not wrong about that. If you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country.
Right. And what do you think? How do you think they took that?
I would have taken it as, oh, okay, cool. I'm going home.
Yeah, but you didn't. You didn't.
It's like I'm going home. Have fun with that shit.
People off, and I'm going to walk down here with you. And he turned around and hopped his ass in the car and took off the other way.
And they should have took the lead.
Yeah, you would have.
Well, it's just like, think about it, James. James, think about it, right? Let's talk about that. But let's also talk about, let's bring BLM into it, right? Now, neither me or James is a big fan of BLM. Because what they do, you have these young, rich white kids come in and they start shit, then they leave, then your neighbor is fucked up. Which is another, I went to Chop Chaz, right?
Okay.
But I'm thinking the January 6th thing is the same thing. I think you have this group of people that go around starting riots.
So I guess we're going to blame this on the 3%ers?
No, the 3%ers weren't even there. Proud Boys, well, the Proud Boys were there. But remember, their leader got arrested.
Then you are
Hold
a rebel.
Hold up.
You are a rebel in your own mind with this one.
You know I'm a 3%. You know I'm a 3%er, right?
This shit was concocted up days before January.
Actually,
6th.
months before.
Yeah, if you tell
There have been reports. There have been reports that have come out that it was months before.
And it was sitting members of Congress helping these people.
Who?
Oh God! Well, I don't even know the dude's name, but you saw him literally walk out the door and leave the door open for the rioters to come in.
Dude, they did that in Seattle.
No.
So what? Yeah, no. So what did that in the courthouse? So what did that? She's on the Seattle City Council. She did that, and she let rioters in.
It was the dude.
No. I'm not talking about Capitol Hill. I'm talking about Seattle.
What about the Capitol? You talking about that chop shit? That was crazy. That was stupid. That was stupid.
But this is what I'm saying, right? I think you have a group of people. Listen to me and try to branch out, right? I know you hate Trump, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's not that I hate him. I hate what he stands for.
I love him. He stands for low gas prices.
Here you go.
And I'm driving. No, James, I'm driving a couple hundred miles a day in my new career, my new business. It's crazy.
You better get you a goddamn.
No, I ain't
Prius
get.
or something.
I'm not getting no fucking electric car. They can kiss my ass.
Get a Prius.
Fuck that shit. Because if Elon Musk gets pissed off with me, you can turn that bitch off. You know I still got my old truck. Remember that old green Expedition?
Yes, I do.
That motherfucker's like 30 years old. I still drive it. Yeah. You ain't shutting that off. Did you see where... Hold on. Let's go back to this. Anyway, so and then we'll go to the next part. Elon...
All over the place.
We are. And that's fine. But that makes for a good conversation, though.
This is true.
Yeah, that makes for a good conversation. I think there's this group of people who go around, and it doesn't matter if it's BLM, because I'm watching these riots, right? Or just watching them. Even with the January 6th thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a group of people that goes around and starts, because most people don't show up for a protest and then start rioting. Tell me I'm wrong.
Dan, did you see how that shit started?
No, I didn't even look at it. But I saw they were just walking in. It's like, hey,
It
welcome.
started with them marching across the lawn, the Capitol lawn, with their Trump signs, all this and all that, and they went up to the Capitol steps.
Which I'm getting me a Trump sign.
They waited for them to start declaring the election. And that's when they started trying to force their way in the doors. Capitol Police had already told them, hey, they had known days before that they needed more help. But it was ignored, and everybody wants to blame Nancy Pelosi.
I do.
She has nothing to do with the Sergeant of Arms.
Not true. Not true. The Sergeant of Arms works directly for her. So when they were told you need more help, even the mayor of D.C. knew, and nobody did anything. They wanted this to happen.
Not even the police commissioners.
Yes, they wanted this to happen.
There were a lot of people that wanted to see this shit happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the exact same thing. They wanted to see it happen. Because it drives America into a frenzy. Do you see Nancy Pelosi coming out and calling for, what was she calling for? Fully automatic fucking crew-served weapons? It's like it's the national capital.
Why wasn't the National Guard called?
Exactly. Well, actually, she denied it. She didn't want the National Guard there. The mayor?
Didn't they reach out to Trump for that?
No, Trump told them. Trump sent a letter to them, approved the National Guard. The mayor denied it. I did a show on it. I read the article on the show.
Uh-huh.
So the mayor actually denied having the National Guard come in.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like,
so that command wasn't passed on, right?
no, she denied it.
Okay.
It's like, why wouldn't you have the National Guard? Unless you think the Capitol Hill police are enough to take care of the problem, which apparently they weren't.
You and I both know. By looking at that crowd coming towards the Capitol building.
And as many people as there were. And they already knew how many people were going to show up. Oh, bro, I did this whole big show on that mayor. She's been a wreck since she's been in there. They need to vote her ass out.
We both come from along the same lines. Now, what I learned in the military, and this is military doctrine, as I fill up my Jack Daniels glass, you always attack a force with 3 times that force. That's military doctrine.
Yes, sir.
Had I seen all those damn people coming that way, bruh, it would have been riot gas, smoke, concussion grenades. I would do every fucking thing I had of them short of deadly weapons. I would have done everything I had of them short of me firing my weapon at them until they crossed a certain line.
Well, see, here's kind of the thing, right? It's like, you see, they caught the one guy, or they caught like a team of guys. They were out putting out signs, and there were bombs and shit, right? There's something, I think, because we're split among partisan lines, right? That's a lot more deadlier under the current than we're seeing. You like fishing. James is a big fisher, right?
Yes, I am.
There's a lot under the currents that people don't see, and I think that's what's going on now. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. There's just a lot going on under that current that we're not seeing.
And like I said, it goes back to the same thing when we first started this conversation. It's all about power. That's it.
Agreed.
None of them want to relinquish it.
Agreed.
No.
You know one of the smartest things I ever heard said?
What's that?
It was actually in a Star Wars movie. When Emperor Palpatine tells Anakin Skywalker, all who gain power fear to lose it.
Yeah. That's the truth.
Yeah, now we're watching it play out. Do you think Nancy Pelosi cares if you're a Democrat or Republican if you don't vote? She don't give a fuck. She wants to maintain her power. Same with Trump. Same with Biden. Same with Obama. Same with Hillary Clinton. You know what? The two people I'll leave out of that? George Bush Jr. and Bill Clinton. They're just happy. They're just happy being rich and drunk. I'm serious. Those two, they're like, yeah.
They got some of the best George Bush quotes that are the funniest.
Oh, bruh.
Yeah.
You know, I'm down here in South Texas, right?
Yeah, I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so.
There's a George Bush library or building or street on every corner.
And that man can't read a fucking lick.
No, not George Bush Jr., George Bush Sr.
Oh, wow.
He's not even a Texan. But you know what? I'll say this, right? There's this famous barbecue place down here. It's just a little shack, right? Mm-hmm. So when George Bush Jr. was president, he made the Secret Service stop by there and somebody videoed him in there getting barbecue. So small, it has sawdust on the floor, bruh.
Wow.
And he got it. And you know, down here we do the paper wrap, right? When we get your barbecue and your sauce, right? Yeah. Butcher block paper, yeah. And they filmed him eating that. He's sitting there eating. It's like, man, that place now, bruh. It's, yeah. So, you know what? I remember I said at the beginning of this, I could see myself sitting down having some barbecue and beer with George Bush Jr., with Obama, because he smokes Newports like I do, so we're in good company. Right? So, and he drinks beer. So it's like I could actually see myself hanging out with those two. Trump's an elite. I can't see myself hanging out with Trump, right? Biden, I'm not gonna have some guy around me that sniffs young girls' hair. Oh, you know what? Maybe Clinton too. I probably could hang around Clinton. Bro.
You quick to take a shot at Biden.
I do not like that motherfucker, man. I do not like him at all.
You were hilarious. You will call Biden for his bullshit at the drop of a hat, but you won't call Trump on shit.
Explain. Actually, that's not true. I made a video where Trump actually, remember when they had the one school shooting when he was president? And he came out and he said, let's take their guns and then make them earn it back. Oh, I fucking did a whole video on him.
The whole premise of that argument was on the Second Amendment.
No, the whole premise of that argument was Trump said some shit. Trump said some shit that he shouldn't have said. Like, fuck you.
It came to your Second Amendment, but other than that,
but see, that's
no wrong in your eyes.
But see, that's my red line. Once you cross the Second Amendment, I don't care who you are, till you lost my vote. I ain't dealing with you. Go ahead.
Who'd you vote for?
Huh?
Who'd you vote for?
It was either Trump or Biden, and I hate Biden.
So you voted for Trump?
I voted for Trump, yeah. Like what? I can keep my guns. Oh, no, he came out and corrected it, but it's like, now I know that's in the back of your mind, so I got to watch you. I'm serious, man. I was like, I got to watch you now. You know, Biden has been anti-Second Amendment since he's been in office, which I don't get.
But there are too many people that believe in the Second Amendment. There are too many lobbyists that have billions of fucking dollars to let anything like that happen. The worst thing will happen is what? Another fucking Brady bill where you can't have so many rounds in a magazine.
Actually, hold on. Actually in Washington, you're still in Washington State, right?
Yes.
They just passed a ban for now you can only have 10 round magazines in your AR and in your pistols.
Now, that's what they're making.
Well, they're trying to pass it.
Well, if you have them before that, they're not going to come get them.
Well, here's the thing. Remember California did it.
You can't purchase them. Yeah,
well, remember California did it.
Yeah.
The Supreme...
but you can go on any of these offline supply...
No, that's not what I'm saying. The Supreme Court has already declared it unconstitutional to impose those types of restrictions.
Well, like I say, the worst they can do is a 10-round magazine on a 10-round magazine. That's it. But...
Well, they can't even do that. It's unconstitutional.
100-round drum for your goddamn AR. You need to learn how to shoot.
No. You need to stop the Russians from coming across the field. That's what you need to do. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of Ukrainians right now that wish they had a 100-round drum.
Yes, this is true. But that's in Ukraine. That's not here in the United States.
Well, here's the thing, right? So I wanted to get your opinion on this. Actually, hold up. Did you just pour a glass of Jack Daniels?
Yes, I did.
Let me go pour me a glass. I'll be right back. But you can keep saying whatever you want to say to the audience to keep them entertained while I'm pouring.
I will definitely entertain the audience. Listen, Dan is a Trump supporter, true and true. Dan's full of shit when it comes to anything other than Trump. Dan has Trump pajamas. He has Trump socks. He has Trump underwear. Dan wears Trump collar. He wears Trump condoms. And Dan eats Trump steaks. Dan graduated from Trump University. And Dan drinks Trump wine and Trump whiskey. And definitely drinks Trump Kool-Aid.
You know I can hear you, right?
I know. Now, my reasons for not getting behind Trump, simply because I will not support anybody who steals from the veterans. I will not support anybody who talks so badly about Gold Star members, family members, when they died defending this country. I will not support a man who had 5 chances to serve, but he always had a deferment.
Okay, I'm back. Let me toast with you from my Trump brand whiskey.
Yeah, you go ahead with your Trump brand whiskey.
No, I forgot about the Gold Star family thing. And you know what? Here's the crazy part, right? Hold on. It's not about Trump.
This brother died in Nigeria. On national TV, you call this man's wife a liar. On national TV.
Actually, I think he called Maxine Waters a liar. Who is a liar and a crazy bitch. I hate her ass. I hate Maxine Waters.
You tell this man's wife while she's grieving, well, he know what he signed up for. How fucking insensitive is that?
Well, actually, he was advised by a Navy SEAL who had served under Obama. And so basically what he did was copied, basically what Trump did, and Trump is guilty of plagiarism on this. He copied Obama's speech when he would call the families. That doesn't usually happen. Usually you don't hear from the, remember you see my tattoos, right?
Yes.
I lost my best friend for life. The president didn't call his mother. Clinton was president, so he's probably getting a BJ. But But the president doesn't usually call.
No, they have advisors and those people that make those calls.
Yeah, and usually it's the area chaplain, the army chaplain or whatever, that does that. And so I think that's one of those things Trump should have passed down, because you're not good at that. That's not your forte.
He doesn't give a shit about anything other than himself.
I think he loves the country. He hugs the flag.
Huh?
I think he loves the country. The advantage, like I keep saying, the advantage Trump had and that Obama had. Obama was a new politician. Trump was not a politician. That's because they didn't know what was going on. That's the advantage they had. When you've been a lifelong politician, you're in the swamp.
I disagree completely.
Explain.
No experience in politics? Yeah, it's all bad.
No, I think that's what we need in a president. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the new Trump brand whiskey.
We need
As I wear my Trump pajamas and Trump socks.
Let's not go there. So we're gonna talk about this bullshit. We're gonna talk about this bullshit here.
What's that?
Now, do you remember a long time ago in politics, just an allegation of sexual harassment or anything nefarious, your fucking career was over politically, right? Remember that, right?
Bro, that was like 30 years ago.
Regardless.
Nobody even cares anymore.
Clearly they don't. When the president can say grab him by the pussy and still get elected. Yes, they don't care.
Bro, think about who he was running against. Hillary Clinton.
Okay, Hillary Clinton.
Bro, I would vote for my dog. Bro, I would vote for my dog over Hillary Clinton.
Well, you would have voted for your dog. She was one of the more experienced and she had the best chance of being president. She was the most.
No, bro. No, she didn't. No. If he would have ran against Tulsi Gabbard, he would have lost. No, he would have lost outright. Tulsi Gabbard is a veteran. That's something else I want to say. Let me back that up, right? Bringing up Tulsi Gabbard. Have you ever noticed politicians? And it's not just Trump and who's the other one? Bush. All these people getting deferments. Mitt Romney, right?
Yeah.
He got 4 deferments.
Yeah, Trump got 5.
Tulsi's actually a combat veteran. They're the only people, but at least Trump helped the VA. But
and he stole from him.
That's fine. He got me through a lot sooner, so I'm cool with it.
You don't want the VA to buy a fucking picture of yourself? Really?
I have pictures of myself everywhere. Bro, there's a picture of myself. Actually, there's 3 right behind me right now.
So, but did you steal from veterans to get that? No.
I did not.
And we deal with that.
But did he not do a lot for veterans?
Fuck no, he didn't.
Explain.
Dude, he stole a lot of money from everybody, and what did he give the veterans? Not a goddamn thing.
That's not true. Remember, he made it possible, because remember in the past, through VA, it took years to get your VA disability, right?
It never took years to get VA disability.
Shit.
No, it didn't. No. Your VA disability usually, showed up a couple of months later?
It does now, because Trump made it possible for them to be fired.
No, that shit did the same thing. Come on.
When'd you get yours?
I got mine in, got out in 98. Yeah, about 90, beginning of 99. Yeah.
So you've been getting yours this whole time?
Yes.
You know, the fucked up thinking I have, a lot of veterans have, is we don't want to take money away from the next generation.
Yeah, it's going up because of cost of living, and then on top of that, my evaluations, and then on top of that, they say, wear and tear from the job that you did in the military. And I try to explain this to veterans. As a matter of fact, one of the new nurses, right? Mm-hmm. We were in Hawaii at the same time. We were at both at Schofield Barracks, and he walked in and he looked just so familiar. And I'm like, I know you. But anyway, I try to tell him that's not how the military works, and I just learned this, right? I knew it, but you go to work and you're grinding. I just kind of put it behind me, right? But if you have a budget of $100 and you only spend $60, well, with the government next year you're not getting that $40. They're going to give you $60. Yeah. So you basically have to spend all of it.
Exactly, and that's why I keep telling every time I meet a veteran, bro, I tell them, go apply for disability. I don't care if you only get 10%, but we need to bring it up for the next generation coming through, man, because these kids are coming home from Afghanistan with no fucking legs.
Yeah.
When I was in Bosnia, we had landmines. I've seen one go off, but I couldn't imagine being in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Man, I've seen Lieutenant Colonel shot in the forehead. Maybe Lieutenant Colonel blew up with a hand grenade. So, I've seen some dumb shit happen that shouldn't have happened.
Well, that's what I was going to come back to. Politicians like Tulsi Gabbard, man, combat veteran, still serving. They get it.
Yes, they do.
And you get these politicians out here, most of them grew up in rich households, right?
Yeah.
They've never worked a day in their life. They've always been politicians. It's like they don't get the average person on the ground. I was thinking about this. With gas prices as high as they are, how many soldiers are having to cut things back for food and gas?
Yeah, these low-ranking soldiers, yeah.
Yeah, especially, the enlisted people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're talking about an E3, E4, E5. It's like...
Yeah. But, you know, when you get to E5, normally you are probably married, so, you know, most of the time E5s will do okay. E4s and below, those guys usually gonna struggle.
Yeah, and it's you know, to be nonpartisan. Let's just be nonpartisan. No Republican, no Democrat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take my Trump socks off.
Trump underwear also.
I'll take my Trump underwear off. I don't think the audience wants to see that, but you know, we have to take care of our veterans. We have to take care of our citizens. And the question is, where do we start? How do we do it? Do we create a third party? Because I'm all for a third party.
What would you call them?
Gun totens.
See, there you go. Everything is wrapped around the Second Amendment.
It is. That's my red line.
I get you, bro. I get you. This country needs to do a little bit better when it comes to dealing with veterans, and they need to do a little bit better when it comes to dealing with our citizens. There's no fucking way you can send millions upon millions upon millions.
Trillions.
No, you can send this type of aid to other countries when we still have homeless people right down the fucking road from us.
Bro, homeless veterans.
Yeah, and we still have people struggling. You can donate, and you can have all these goddamn funds for all these other countries, millions upon millions upon millions, but you can't fix your problem here at home. That always bothers me. Always. Oh man, this stuff thing.
Yeah, that bothers me too. And you look at these, where they're sending money to and what they're sending it for.
Yeah.
Bro, did you know what just a couple of years ago they sent $250 million to Afghanistan for women's studies? It's like, what? Why are you doing that?
Well, you know they're not going to allow them to go any further. They really don't want them to read or write or anything like that.
Oh no, that shit just went straight to AK-47s, bro.
Yeah.
Let's just be real about it.
Yeah. So, I get it, man.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, very frustrating.
And you don't know you really can't trust any politician. Let's just be real. You can't trust any politician.
And I told you before, it ain't about what they can do for the people. It's about them holding on to power. That's what it boils down to. Cut and dry.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
You know, you're gonna keep your lobbyists happy. You're gonna keep your people that follow you happy. But other than that, they don't give a shit. They're gonna tell you every fucking thing you want to hear while they're running, so they can procure your vote. And once they get your vote, they don't give a shit about you.
Exactly. Well, so James is black. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Right on the south side of Chicago. I'm black as they come. I'm blue black. I can leave fingerprints on charcoal black.
But we've in the black community, we've seen that. We've seen it. You know, they promise you the world, and then they get elected, and it's like, yeah, screw you. I had Chris Ragdale, right?
Uh-huh.
He's the head of the Department of Education in Washington State under Inslee, right? Well, I remember when I was the secretary of WFC?
Yes, I do.
So, we had him come in for a speech, and he showed up in jeans and, work shirt, straight from work. Pretty normal guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He failed his election. He didn't win, but I guess Inslee liked him. Him, and Inslee had lunch one day, right? Because Inslee was asking me to take a staff position. I'm like, yeah, no. Because I didn't think he'd make it past one term. Apparently, I was wrong. Anyway, Chris took one. And he straight sold out. Yeah, now he wears a suit, has an $80 haircut. wants to teach transgenderism to fucking kindergartners, which I think is crazy. Oh, hold up. Let's talk about that. God damn it, this is a good conversation. I've never had an interview run this long.
Really?
Yes. Well, we have good conversations. And this is a normal thing for me and James. We talk on the phone all the time, so.
Yep, and I call you on your bullshit.
What bullshit?
There you go.
All I want is unlimited guns, unlimited ammo, and unlimited beef.
Well, throw some tuna in there somewhere, man. Maybe some pineapples or something, dude. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, my doctor told me I have to eat more fruit. Bruh, I do love my Trump brand whiskey.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta watch this video, James. It's gonna trip you out. But anyway, you're gonna laugh. Anyway,
Trump steaks too.
ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna drink whiskey, please drink the Trump brand. I'm just kidding. This is actually Jack Daniels.
You're a rebel in your own mind.
This is Jack Daniels. But anyway.
There you go. Old number 7.
Old number 7, baby. But no, he sold out, and that's what they do. And it's really, I think we're having a conversation America needs to hear. My God, I hope we get some good views on this. But it's a long conversation, so you never know. But anyway, America needs to hear shit like this. Me and James very rarely agree politically. I think we agree just on the Second Amendment, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
I can't fuck with that old Cheeto.
I love him.
Yeah, I know.
I'm putting my James. You know what? I'm gonna put my Donald Trump brand socks back on.
You love Trump like bouncers love watching.
Actually, you know what? No, not true. You know what? If him and DeSantis run against each other, I'd probably vote DeSantis.
God, that's another idiot.
I love that guy. I love him.
You love Trump like bouncers love watching Roadhouse.
And I dump him for DeSantis.
That's okay. That's some help for you.
Bro, or maybe Abbott, because think about it, right? Abbott, when he ran for governor the first time. Abbott. Huh?
Maybe we ought to get Herschel Walker in the cabinet too, huh?
I don't like his speech pattern.
Boy, that dude is such an idiot.
He's right about a lot of things. Understand he's a Christian. Now, I know up there in godless Washington. I'm sorry, man. I cracked myself up with that one. I'm sorry.
Did you see him on interview when he was talking about how we came from apes? We evolved from apes.
What's evolutionary theory?
Did you hear that one?
No.
Oh my God, you gotta watch it. He's like, we evolved from apes. Why they still apes?
Hold on. It's evolutionary theory. No, that's actually a real thing, evolutionary theory, right? But as a Christian...
Stop.
No. Listen, James, listen. James, listen. As a Christian...
Go ahead, as I sip.
Hold up. As a Christian, right? I don't get where he could mix evolutionary theory in with God creating man and woman. That's my confusion there. I don't get that. I'll have to watch the video. I haven't seen the video.
Man, he sounds so stupid. I just sit back and like, wow, dude.
Well, no, it's a whole theory. It's actually a scientific theory.
Yeah.
But I don't get how it mixes in with the Christian ideology. I'll have to watch the video. I'm confused now. I don't get that.
I don't know.
Because they shouldn't actually be able to intermingle. Herschel Walker's big thing is he's a Christian, right?
Yeah, I know.
And what's the first chapter of the Bible say? On the first day, God created blah 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 blah. Then He created man and woman.
This was good.
Yeah. So I'm not getting where that's confusing. Him of all people. If he wasn't such a big Christian, I'd be like, yeah, well, that's evolutionary theory. And I wouldn't even bother with it, right? But because he does always say he's Christian, it's like, what?
Yeah, he's a weirdo. He's a weirdo.
Bruh, think about it. He was the most hard-hitting running back in the NFL.
Yeah, and he should stick to that. Because it sounds like he got a CTE. I swear to goodness when he talks.
He might have. But have you noticed his pauses and stuff?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And how he speaks very slowly? And I'm not making fun of him. I'm not at all. Because it's really a sad situation because a lot of running backs, especially running backs, hard-hitting running backs. Remember Herschel Walker?
Not a lot of them won't remember.
Do you remember Herschel Walker?
Yes, I do. I remember Herschel Walker.
So, not Herschel Walker. Earl Campbell.
Yeah, I remember Earl Campbell, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm like an hour from Houston.
Yeah?
Bruh, he's in a wheelchair now. I had the opportunity to see him. He's in a wheelchair now. He's not much older than we are.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. He was one of the hard hitters.
He was one of the greats.
Yes, he was.
And now he's lifelong in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And he has his Earl Campbell sausage, which, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Better than Chuck whiskey? No, probably not. Yeah,
Hold up.
Herschel-
You just cost another spot. Ladies and gentlemen, even Earl Campbell sausage is not better than Trump whiskey. Trump whiskey brand.
There you go. Trump Kool-Aid, too. Yeah,
No, we don't do Kool-Aid, bro.
Yeah, let Herschel needs to leave that evolution. We need to leave that conversation alone.
Yeah, it's really, now I'm starting to wonder if you're right. I mean, he's just,
Dude, he's dumb as a box of rocks. I just want to say that.
no, I don't think he was dumb. I think he's just taken so many injuries. Think about all the injuries we took where we used to work, right? I'm not even going to say the name because right now, as you know, I'm involved with a lawsuit with him, so I hesitate to bring up the name.
Right.
But think about all the head injuries we took.
Well, you know, comes with the territory. That's all I can say.
It comes with the territory, but at the same time, it's not like we were making millions of dollars to take those injuries.
No.
We were making enough to get by.
You're not fairly compensated. You're not fairly compensated.
Very true. That's why I left the nursing field.
And then on top of that, you gotta fight with L9 to get what's owed to you.
Oh, hold up, bro. You actually have to go get an attorney.
They'll deny your claim.
They do.
It's like, come on.
James, did you know this?
I'm gonna make up getting punched in the back of my head multiple times so I can sit at home while you take and pay me 67% of my base salary. And if it didn't happen at work, then I don't get the other 33% from work to cover what I lose as I sit home on LMR.
Oh, if it didn't happen in a violent situation. You know what I did? I went out and I got Palace Law.
Mm-hmm.
They are in University Place. Hold up, this is important enough to where any of our former coworkers see this. I want them to know. So I'm going to pull it up on my phone really quick. There you go. Okay. So I went out and I got Palace Law. I was getting $500 every 2 weeks because they were just paying me a percentage of my L&I pay, right? And our paychecks were what, $3,000-$4,000 up there?
Yeah.
With the overtime?
Yes, with the overtime. After taxes and all that, you walk home with about $2,400.
So what I'm showing the crowd right now, or the audience, is the Palace Law thing. And some of it's not coming up, but I'm going to give the number. And you go down to $500, you can't even pay your bills up there with that. It's fucking ridiculous. And how often will we get injured?
Quite often.
Did you go 3 months without having an injury?
Did I go? Somewhere around there.
Well, and of course you worked on the ward full of enforcers.
Yes. Some of the takedowns were brutal.
Yes.
Some of them were really, really bad.
Yes. Well, you know, I had my spinal injury. I couldn't even walk for months.
Yeah.
That was really, really bad.
Yeah, I had my ankle broken. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. I had to had chipped. I had a chip off my elbow. So yeah, I've been concussed. So yeah, I know.
It's a really brutal job.
Yeah.
But here's what I found out when I went and got Palace Law, right? Because, you know, so for you guys who don't get it, me and James worked a lot of overtime. Because we both were lovers of money. Even though I think as we got older, we kind of changed that position.
Yeah.
I care about quality of life more now than I care about money.
Paycheck.
Yeah, fuck that paycheck. It's like,
Yeah.
I care about quality of life more. I can go fishing. I can hang out. I can just chill. I don't have to worry about it. So let me shoot this real quick, James, with the Palace Law thing. So if you're in Washington State and you work in the psych field, man, you got to get Palace Law. Their address is 4009 Bridgeport Way West. Hashtag B University Place, Washington 98466. If you're going to call them, their number is 253. Sorry, I have to look up the number. Anyway, Google them. You'll find the number. But yeah, no, it was a very dangerous place. But, you know, you really don't get paid for that. It's really ridiculous. Oh, shit, James, let me wrap this up. I got to get to my sister's wedding. It's in 30 minutes and I haven't even started dressing. Hello? Hey, James.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So I just wanted to throw that out there for the people. I got to get on down to Caldwell to my sister's wedding. I haven't even started dressing yet.
Always a pleasure, my man. So.
Oh, we need to do this more often. This is a hour and 40-minute video. That's really great. I appreciate it.
No problem.
I really appreciate it. You have no idea, bro.
Well, you go ahead and just get ready for your sister's wedding. That's a Trump tie. It comes all the way down to your ball sack. You know. Back step out, my man.
I got my cowboy boots. Tammy's driving, so I can drink as much as I want.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Your always bottom boots.
Ooh, that's actually a good idea.
Yes, it is. Your always bottoms.
Ooh, I got to get that. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. What do you think if I just put a big Trump sign on my front of my cowboy hat?
Well, hey, we all can live.
All right, brother. It was a great conversation. I appreciate you.
All right, my man. I will holler at you later.
All right, stay up. Hey, this video is probably going to go up in the next 5 minutes, so if you want to take a look at it, please go ahead. If you want to share it, please go ahead. I think it was a great video. Alrighty, brother.
All right, bro. Later.
You know it.